go. All right, now you guys could probably log in and hear what's going on. Test, test, test. I am talking through the board on my Shure whatever style microphone this is. That was a pain. Is a pain to take on and off. I'll tell you what. Working with the theater, it was trying to keep mics on people. And they're sweating like. That's where that tape, the dress tape, apparel tape stuff, the double-sided, that was the best stuff to, it just worked great. I mean, I don't care who sweat. That was an exceptional product in that it worked. Because I tell you what, you could take medical tape, there's that actual stickum stuff that you can put on people. I can't remember what the name of it is, that sticks. You put on mustaches and stuff with. Yeah. Sometimes the spirits work, sometimes the spirits didn't. So that was that could be an issue. So now, guys, it's up to you to tell me whether or not we're getting clear audio and. Okay. They're still loading. Still loading. Yeah. Yeah. Because we did I mean, obviously we had mics that you could see easily. But then I bought some microphone madness. If you ever want some nice mics that are not expensive, headset, little free lavaliers. They used to make the capsules for the E6s, the Countryman E6s, and I bought some of those. They were like about $100 a piece, and I used those in the theater. And those, where possible, brought over the hair, like this. And that worked really good. I mean, you'd be really surprised how, when you don't have monitors blasting back in your face, it's easy to get gain before feedback with those. And that worked really well for hiding them so you couldn't even see them. And that's, when you see, the PBS stuff, those guys have got them. It's nice when you probably have two people per performer to do the mic stuff, Okay, well, I'm actually speaking into the board right now.
Oh, you have your.
Yeah, see, I have my headset
I
mic on.
didn't even see it.
Yeah, see, cool, but I can talk into this one too. Let me. Well, the level is low with my headset too. Okay, let me. Let's do something about that. Okay, this is the headset mic right now, and let me turn the gain up a little bit. Because what I want to know is if we gain up in the PC, if we're getting noise. So right now, okay, I'm going to, hold on a second, let's do this. Okay, now, huh? One, two, three, four. Now I'm going to be silent for a bit and we'll hear what noise levels are. It's very low. All right. Well, let's see. I'll tell you what, see what the level is on the output of the mains there that feed those quarter phones, that little gain knob. Turn that up if you would. Test, test. It should be right there. It's probably right by the XLRs actually. Yeah, the two big XLRs, the two XLRs. Yeah, the two main yeah, turn those up. Turn that up if you. It's already all the way up. Okay, okay. So let's see here. I can gain this up a little bit more. See, now this is the thing about having the ability to. Yeah, there you go. Now I'm actually overdriving a little bit. Test, 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 test. And what I'm interested in also is when I'm not talking, how much noise are you hearing?
It's not even really noticeable at all.
See, that's the, okay, because what I can do is, okay, now let me really crank this up. So now I have the level on the OBS pretty much all the way up. Now wait a sec.
It's low enough that it's not bad. Like if it was basically like twice as loud, it seems like that would be.
Well, I tell you what, we're
The next.
test, test. That's driving it into the yellow right there now
Okay.
on the OBS with it cranked all the way up. With me pretty much talking directly into this mic. Now let me, I'm going to, this is the headset mic right now. I'm going to bring down the slider on this and let it set for a second to see what the noise level is on the OBS without any mics.
Check 1, 2, SM58.
We have to have it gained up all the way really to,
Get it into the yellow on OBS.
I mean, these are pretty much all the
Oh
way
yeah,
up.
that is pretty much all the way.
And if I really test, 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 test. That's just bringing it into the yellow there. So, these are, you really have to, that's the thing, okay, let's get a vocal check done. Okay, can you hear me? Test 1, 2, 3. Yeah, really. All right, let's do this. We could try putting that Shure mixer in line.
Test. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, baby. All right. Now the question is what are you guys hearing online?
Right now, I don't hear anything.
Did I mute?
There we go.
Is that distorting?
Sounds like it's overdriving.
All right, test. That's gain reduction. Well, you know, test, 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 test. See, that's on that channel over there. So let's select this. See now how that's. Now we're actually seeing on this channel. Test, 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 test. Okay. Now, tell me how it sounds. I'm going to. I've got the OBS turned down now. I've got everything turned down on the Shure. Yeah. Yeah, if there's any way we can help you, Carter, let us know. Okay, now I've got things turned way down on the, okay. Test, 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 test. Test, 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 test. What I want to avoid is the distortion.
Because basically, like, it's not outputting anything unless it's in that yellow, really.
Test, 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 test. 1, 2. Test, 1, 2. There we go. Now I'm in the yellow, but I'm not turning up the, turning up the Shure just a little bit.
It's not distorting, but it is a little low. Oh, that's, yeah. That does sound like it's distorting a little bit. Do you want to mute everything for a split second? And I'll let you listen back.
Testing, 1, 2. See, so if I talk up, like if I was singing, if I was king of the forest. So, you know, people that are going to be singing into these mics are definitely going to be pinging this thing, no problem. And so right now, speaking like I am with the mask on, you got to remember the mask is doing a little bit of nonsense too, that I'm in the yellow pretty much all the time right now. So let's hear what it sounds like.
2.
muted here. Now you're live.
SM58, check 1 2. Test, 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 check 1 2. Test 1 2, check 1 2.
Test, 1 2, test, 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 test. All right, see how this sounds now. Testing, 1 2, test. I turned the input level on this mic input up a little bit, and I have the OBS at like minus 30. Let me turn up both of the mics.
Just so we can hear this louder.
We're at 1:30 Eastern Daylight Time. I want you to know I got up yesterday morning and mowed my grass. My yard is looking good. My solar bird bath. The only problem with that thing is the. See, now I'm always in the red right now. I need to turn this down. Test, test, test. Ooh, wow. Okay. That seemed to make a real difference, turning it up in the device properties. Maybe without adding a lot of noise, because right now I'm just talking like this and I'm pegging the yellow, no problem. Okie dokie. So, anybody out there in real life land that wants to tell me whether I am
I think it's just Carter now. Yeah, this sounds pretty good.
well, if there's nothing else I can do, it's I can kludge together a bunch of stuff to make something work for a little while.
Oh, is that camera now?
You've got to have the panel right in the sun for it to work. So I'm going to figure out some kind of battery thing for it. Utilize my extensive electronic knowledge and buy something off of Amazon. It'll work.
Yeah, that sounds good, man.
And you know, and we haven't fooled with the delay or anything for the audio, and it's right on.
Yeah.
I tell you what, Carter, you know how to work this thing. We put a camera right here where you can, do a shot. Maybe have the other camera over there where somebody could play with it. Or that camera can go down there because we can extend, the run. And, that thing is PoE. We could actually have the camera on the battery with that PoE. And then I'll get some micro SD cards so we can put in the camcorder so we can just record raw in the camcorders. But right now the audio is, I'm getting a good signal. You want to try the
Test
other?
1, 2.
And now
Check.
to our reporter
1,
in the field, John
Test.
Straight News.
1,
Hello,
2.
John.
Check, 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 check.
Oh yeah, you're in the yellow. You look good, baby. So how was that accident out on? I have the aliens invaded. Have you ever listened to Fire Sign Theater?
No, you told me about that, though.
Oh man, you guys are missing a whole generation of stuff.
Pretty sure that's still instinct stuff. How does that, the lips seem to match?
I mean, the cameras look great for $120 used cameras. I tell you what, man, we're going, baby. Don't see anybody else. Just two concurrent viewers, which I guess is you guys. I'm not on. If it sounds good, when I go back and listen to this later, I think we'll be satisfied. No big. Oh, there's a noise. Wunderbar. All right, I'm happy. I'm going to bring that big Behringer headphone splitter, and we can have headphones out the wazoo. How about that? I could even use that with one of those little mixers to, do like a one-way comm or something.
Yeah, Eric was thinking we could set something up because that would be actually.
Yeah, if all you need is to be able to give the camera person, they don't need to talk back to you.
Yeah, it would be nice, but yeah, that's pretty much it.
I'll tell you what, we'll do like Kids Tech. You can have a red card and a yellow card if you have to pee, and Carter will be in the back and.
Actually, you just flip it over like red. Don't come to this. Don't switch to this camera. I'm moving, and then green. Hands off.
Yeah, well, you should be able to see from the preview what's going on, and
Yeah.
Okay, camera one.
'Cause, like the girl I used to work with, so my boss Kirsten, when she was on the board, because I usually would run camera in the studio anyway, and then Jeannie, I had a monitor so I could see the monitor, so it was a lot easier to see. Oh, she's already used this shot or whatever, so I can move the camera and adjust it. And she sees me moving the camera and adjusting it.
Yeah.
But it's hard because I don't know, without a monitor, I don't know which, camera is being used. So.
Well, that's one thing too, is we could always take an output split that you know, outputted this or something so you could feed like a little on-camera monitor what's going out so that you could see that, you know. There's a lot of things that we could do with, you know, some extra used crap from B&H. I mean, stuff from B&H, excuse me, out there. I know this is not made for kids, and that's probably a good thing. So I'm, okay, guys, this is comfortable. You know, you can see from right here, sit in here and what you think about the scene, about seeing stuff. I mean, obviously we could move these a little bit and you could, I don't know, we might move the table or something a little bit so that,
I think it'd be fine, as long as you can like actually turn and look.
and you can also look underneath here pretty easily, underneath the
Yeah,
monitor.
Because I would rather have it to where, like normally when I like run camera or on a board, like you don't even, you know, it's either in another room or somewhere far.
Oh, yeah,
away.
so you're not even
So,
seeing, yeah,
you don't
yeah,
even,
yeah.
and plus it actually keeps
But
you more focused on.
When they were redoing McBride 100, they asked me about, Gary Costello.
Uh-huh.
They asked me about, taking out the booth in McBride 100 to allow for more seating, right?
Yeah.
Because if you know, in the booth in McBride, you notice there are the projection windows and then the actual windows.
Yeah.
And in the middle right there, the reason why there is no window in the middle there is because that's a solid column that comes up from the foundation, that when you go up in the thing, there is a I-beam that is probably like from the floor like this,
Yeah.
that goes from the big wall at the building back to that column.
Yeah.
And then all the, you know, all the roof work hangs off of that to the sides and stuff. And I said, I don't think they're going to be digging that out unless they want to completely redo the roof. Oh, well, we're going to check in on it. So they did. The booth is still there. Yeah, so,
is there a limit on, do you have a limiter on here?
no, not, well, I guess you
Looks like
could.
It does limit it at -12.
Yeah,
It won't let
okay.
it go past -12.
You know, it may have something built in. I don't know. No, I haven't added anything.
So maybe try to get past it, like really talk loud.
Okay.
Yeah, it clips.
Good.
It's clipping.
Okay. Yeah, well, there is, you know, within the effects and stuff, there's a limiter and stuff. But we can watch it on the board. I mean, obviously, you don't need to feed it so hot. So,
Yeah. Because that's how. So we would just basically like.
yeah. Because, you know, they had asked about, well, could you mix it? Because I said, you know, we do live events in there, like Kids Tech and stuff. And they were like, well, but you could do it remotely. And I'm like, no. Well, you know, you got the remote camera. I said, well, you can broadcast something remotely like that, but I said, you can't mix live audio in a room proper from speakers on the wall someplace else.
Yeah.
It took me a little bit to get that across to them. Like Kids Tech. Oh, can't you, you know, that whole thing about mixing the audio on the Crestron panel? I was like, okay. And Rob's done live audio, so yeah. But yeah, this I think is working okay, guys. Who else is out there? Anybody else listening to me ramble on about nonsense I don't know anything about? Okay, one of you guys has gone off early. Who was that? I want to report. Who logged off before I gave permission? Okay. Yeah, concurrent viewer. Yeah, okay. I'm watching. I'm keeping track.
So I can also.
He's up for his 6 months, so he has to be extra nice to me. Okay, well, you know, I tell you what, guys, I think everything works just like this. Now, the other thing is, if you will notice, if we go down here, we're actually using the,
Oh, Firewire. Awesome. So that was the other thing I was talking to Eric.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, Eric, so for the live stream, ideally we'd like to get everything figured out, basically, and then him, so once we get.
so what he'll do is
He'll mix the live stream.
yeah, because what we'll do is we'll split the feed. So down on stage is going to be the Allen and Heath, and, you know, considering we're going to typically have one person for the most time, And then when a band comes in, those guys are fairly familiar. So here's your monitors. You guys can turn it up as you want to. If you blow your ears out or blow the speakers out, have fun. Then he mixes only the broadcast. Ideally, we would be in here locked away. That's kind of what for the permanent system, having this board, being able to be brought up there and having everything, as a true production room, so that person can be pretty isolated, mix the stuff. Actually, what we'd end up doing was getting a splitter snake, so we, not only can you split from the monitors up here, but then you split and bring that audio feed up. And ideally, what we should try to shoot for with that maybe is some kind of digital snake, or well, just from here to here, just so that the cabling, you just run an Ethernet up, and you get a 16-channel digital snake that doesn't matter what board you. It's just because a lot of boards have it built in, but of course this doesn't. So obviously the next step up is getting maybe a true USB multi-recording board that can take a wireless, a digital snake in directly, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but that's in a whole nother 10 grand or whatever, 5 grand or something. But, one of those Behringer producers or whatever, the full-size Behringer board that has the controls and stuff, they take those, their snakes in directly, the Midas stuff and everything. They're an excellent sounding board, and that would be perfect for being the production board. They're not that much, and they're really sophisticated.
So the 16 channels out, can you pipe that over to OSB?
What, this?
PreSonus capture?
No, the thing is, if I try to bring the PreSonus in as audio, and I tried this at home too, the only way you can control the sound coming out of the PreSonus, if you pick the PreSonus as the audio for the OBS, it takes the signal directly out of after the gain stage. Okay. And so you have no control down here. And so I tried that with, now what I didn't do was plug in the little USB, but still you're not getting the PreSonus direct. So this way we do get the ability to control multi-track stuff. It doesn't, you're not, capture, this program right here is the PreSonus multi-track recording. So if I hit this now, we're recording 16 tracks. Yeah, see, it's, and that's all dry out of that's directly after the gain stages of the board. So see where I'm recording right here? Yeah. Yeah, this is typical. You can crank it up so you can see it better. But see how there's the, so this is the master out, and then that's the individual channel outs. Gotcha. And so this records right after the gain. Okay. So if I turn, if you can see, well, if I turn the gain down, it'll actually turn it on the capture. But that comes directly after. You can tell it to record with effects, but I've always, obviously you just always do it dry, and then you go back and post and do the stuff.
I'm wondering, that Motu has a MIDI in and out, and supposedly you can do up to 16 channels.
Sure.
So I don't know if I should look into that. I don't know, because it would, something cheap, if we can find something cheap to add that ability to have 16 channels mixed on something to bring into the ATM Mini Pro Control software.
Oh, well, there's a number, like the new PreSonus 1602 USB, it has a built-in SD recorder that records the stereo tracks, right? Yeah. It also does 16 track off of the USB connection. This is only it does FireWire. And the same with my little mini, I have the 1602, which is the smaller version of this, which just has 4 auxes or four, yeah, four, you know, it doesn't have the, extra stuff. Yeah. You know, because nobody's coming up here, that's what, yeah, that's what I had proposed. So I'll tell you what, it's getting close to time. Let's go ahead and shut everything down, because I think I'm pretty much satisfied with how everything is. I think we got the audio. I'll go back and listen to this. And then, so I'm going to head and end the stream, guys.